What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Investing Bros live show. It is 3 p.m. It is October 18th, and Bitcoin and crypto is pumping right now, and there's a couple of reasons as to why. But most importantly, that call we made back on Monday when I told you 70K, the window was opening up this weekend. We are getting dangerously close to that coming true. And where is it? Oh, no, it's not here. You guys know the deal. I'm going to wear a hat again, not maybe every single day, but I can't wear the hat until 70K is happening. There's a chance tomorrow's live show has me wearing a hat. It's going to be amazing. Also, by the way, again, main story, I almost forgot because we almost never focus on one coin for the whole show. And we're going to talk about a lot of stuff here, but how about Dogecoin? Elon Musk with a convenient little take at his recent event, pumping the Dogecoin markets. Can Dogecoin hit $1? We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more in this episode. So here's what you got to do. All right. It's absolutely free. That's the cool thing about here on YouTube. We are making content every single day. How do you repay us? Smash the like button and hit subscribe for the free price of free. Do it right now. And again, here's the deal, guys. 30 minutes in, 300 likes. Somebody's getting $25. If we get to 600 by the end of the show, someone's getting $100. Smash the like right now. But first, we got to roll the intro. Mr. T. Shroom, how are we doing today, my friend?
Oh, better than I deserve, Tim. Better than I deserve. Got to bike down to the park, hang out, take some phone calls, out on the water yet again.
There we go.
It's a dream life here in the Space Coast. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. And like I said, tomorrow morning on the Saturday show that we've been promoting is going to be amazing. Going over the top 50 altcoin predictions, what you're going to expect for this bull market.
Ooh,
There's a real chance, T-Shroom, I'm going to be matching you wearing that exact hat. Speaking of that hat, we just got in a new shipment. I got to go make them, but we are just, one of the ways we get these hats, we don't sell these hats whatsoever, but what we do is if you join our Ultimates package, our membership option, everybody who signs up for Ultimates not only gets into the VIP trading group, gets a one-on-one session to go over their portfolio quarterly and help them out, but you also get one of those awesome hats. We're out now, right? People, they're going like hot cakes right now, T-Shirt. So I got to sometime this weekend get over and make some more. If you guys want those, check out those membership options down below. With that said, T-Shroom, anything you have for the people before we get into a jam-packed show today? A lot of info, a lot of charts, lots of news. What do you want to tell the people before we get there?
Oh, well, Tim, I'm just conflicted because I've been saying I don't think Bitcoin is going to get up above the downtrending line of resistance it's been under, because I think that there's just too strong line of resistance. And until we get past the elections, I think that it's going to hold. But looking at the strength today coming from Bitcoin, I mean, we're about to take a look at it. You guys are going to see. I could be wrong about that. So let's go ahead and jump into the bubbles.
Let's do it. Well, it's a good-looking day for the bubbles, T-Shroom, with the exception of FTN. And what is this right here, the little flame? HTX. I want to make sure this one down here does not count. That's a stable coin. Everything is green with the exception of those two projects. It is massively up. What are the highlights, though? What are we looking at? Doge, of course, the main coin of the day. We're talking about it. Can it get to $1 or higher in this bull market? Or how fast could it get to $1? I guess is a real question. Up 14.2%. WorldCoin, our least favorite cryptocurrency. There's a lot of weird cryptos out there. There's a lot of things I don't like. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Make sure it's very clear. Least favorite cryptocurrency project out there is WorldCoin. How about ONDO? We're going to take a quick look at the ONDO charts today, up 11%. Now you're flip-flopping back into one of my favorite ones, ONDO. Very, very bullish on it. But don't forget about Beam over here, up 12%. Mew, sorry, I don't know why I said Meow. Mew, 11.3%. Caspa, 6%. MOG, 10%. A whole lot of big gainers here today, T-Shroom, and I love seeing it. Before we jump into Dogecoin, let's focus on the number one cryptocurrency still. And I don't really see a world in the future where it ever loses a number one spot. Of course, I'm talking about Bitcoin. Take a look at what is happening here. What's got me so excited today about that potential 70K happening. It is, for the first time since way back here in March. And you say the first time ever, because again, this trend line has never been broken. This red line that started forming way back in March has had several touches now over the last couple of months. For the first time, we are not only significantly over it, but unless something catastrophic happens tonight over the next 3 hours, 4 hours, because we got to wait till 7 o'clock, we are looking very strongly at closing a daily candle above this red line. We already had started the trends of higher highs way back here, and we topped out in September, higher than the August 25th top. But now we're making another definitive statement that the bulls are back in control. And you want to know what I love most about this move here, T-Shroom? I want to show the total crypto charts right here. We are doing this. We're breaking out without necessarily a whole lot of volume. Now, I want to see over the next couple of days the volume spike. That will be the confirmation move that the bulls are going higher. But what I love about not seeing volume on this big move, T-Shroom, is it is not like right now there's an exorbitant amount of buyers. Because sometimes when there's an exorbitant amount of buyers, as you break through, then they're going to give up. They're going to take profit. Things are going to go back down. Us breaking resistance with low volume, if we can keep it sustained, is simply the fact that it's saying right now, there's not necessarily a whole lot of buyers. There's not any sellers whatsoever. So as I'm watching this breakout with low volume, while we need to see volume come in the next couple of days, this is actually a sign that the sellers are exhausted. The bulls are the ones in control. And once people feel confident once again with not only a daily candle today broke above this red line, but a tomorrow, hopefully a open and close above, we are going to get extremely, extremely bullish here on Bitcoin. I was on, it wasn't a live show, but earlier today I recorded a video with my good friend Paul Barron. Some of you might have even come here from the Paul Barron show. Make sure you go check it out. I don't know when it's going to happen, but my assumption is sometime this afternoon or tonight, that video with Paul will be out. And we talked about where we could expect, if this Bitcoin breakout is sustained and confirmed, what this could look like over the next couple of weeks and months. And we've talked about it here on the show, but for anyone who's possibly just joining today, taking a look at it, what does this bullish breakout mean for Bitcoin? Let's take a look at the charts and talk just about that. Now, the first thing, we're going to get really conservative here. We're going to talk about what the next couple of weeks could look like. If you're going to get super conservative, there's going to be some people who draw this trend line kind of more like this, right? They're okay with these massive wicks being below, and they're going to say this is a channel, a falling channel. Well, a falling channel, you simply take the opening of the formation and you move it over to the breakout point. This would indicate about an $83,000, $84,000 Bitcoin in the next couple of weeks. It would happen pretty fast, even potentially right there around mid-November, right there around election, honestly. Early November, mid-November, that's when this is kind of playing out. That's the conservative estimate, right? So let's just put a little line right there, $84,000, $85,000. Let's go put, grab the wrong tool. I wanted to grab this one right here. There we go. I don't need a fully extended one, just a little line. The more aggressive way of drawing this, if I were to get rid of this blue line, some people are looking at this formation as what we call a falling broadening wedge. Why? Because it's lower highs and lower lows, but this green line, it's expanding from the red one. So the further we go out, the more volatile the Bitcoin price movements. Well, when you do this formation, the proper way to use it is to take a look at the last most significant move of volatility. What I'm actually going to do, well, we'll leave it like that. That's fine. This is still going to be one in a similar timeline, but this formation would call for and say that we could make it all the way up to where? Roughly about $90,000. So let's put a line up here as well. Another level potentially to keep an eye on. But you want to know what the super bulls are saying about the next couple of months? The super bulls are zooming way out to the weekly chart. They're coming all the way back over here to the September and August lows of 2023 before this explosive move started. And they're saying that this looks a lot like what we would call a bull flag pattern. Major flagpole. You have your flag right here, whether it's a broadening wedge or a falling channel. You move this to the last support level, and this, ladies and gentlemen, would give us a price prediction way up here, over $150,000, around 154. That is something. If this timeline is right, this played out between September to March. I think that's 6 months. 6 months, we could get back up here, or not back up, get up to $150,000. That, ladies and gentlemen, would put us somewhere in that camp that we've talked about for a potential early top. I didn't think we'd get that high necessarily, but that would be around the April date that some people are looking at and saying, hey, watch out for April to potentially be at least a temporary top, if not the top of the bull market, if the bull market ends up having an early end to the cycle. Either way, no matter what, I'm not that bearish. I think Bitcoin goes higher. But I'm going to be very excited to see when my Bitcoin holdings are up over $150,000 per coin. I don't know about you, but I'm assuming you guys are in a similar boat. That is the Bitcoin technical analysis at the moment. Let's move to the coin of the day, though. The coin that is taking the entire world by storm after recent remarks from Elon Musk. We'll talk more about that in the news section. It is Dogecoin, ladies and gentlemen, with a big move over the last, it wasn't even just today. Look at the white candles over this past week as Dogecoin is ripping up. It has finally now set a higher high for the first time since back here in March of 2024. What am I talking about? Well, you have a high back in March of roughly about, 22 cents. Then you come down here after an initial setting a lower low. You come back and you hit a top of 17 cents in May. Then you drop back down, come up and set another top here in July of about 14 cents. And then the most recent top back here at the end of September, only coming in around 13 cents. Well, while we're still under 14 cents here on Dogecoin, you can see there a higher high with higher lows are in play at the moment on Dogecoin, and this is a beautiful thing. We're looking at the moment for a breakout target. We've been tracking this all the way back up here above the 16. Did I say dollars before? I'm completely sorry if I was saying dollars. I'm just reading the numbers. Cents, everybody, cents. Everything I just said, if I said dollars like 15 or 16 or 18 or $22, cents. We're going to make that little correction. Dogecoin right now is under its own falling channel, and with that most recent breakout, our analysis is a little off. Is this because I bet you we're going to have an order block in this area? That's exactly it. The daily chart, we have an order block right here. The top of our red resistance and the take profit on the daily chart are sitting right there. Weekly chart, we have a major order block up here at 16 cents. But what I'm keeping an eye on is this breakout pattern could send the price all the way up here towards 19 cents if you follow the method of using patterns for your breakout potential. Falling wedges, you take the opening, falling channels, you take the opening, you move it over to the breakout spot. That's where we're getting it from. Either way, though, getting rid of that line, this blue box here has several order blocks, high liquidity, all sitting in the 16-cent zone. That is a spot that I am looking for a potential short-term reversal. We will tackle here later on when we get into the news story, the $1 evaluation of Dogecoin. Can it happen, and how fast can it happen? All of that will be coming in, so stick around for that. Let's check in on ONDO really quickly, and we're going to wrap up the technical analysis for today after that. ONDO, one of the hottest altcoins earlier this bull market, had a pretty severe pullback. Looking at my chart, Dogecoin rallied here back in June. The pump lasted a lot longer for ONDO than other coins. It made it up to $1.50 before having a pretty substantial pullback. One of the larger pullbacks we saw, over 66% in the next couple of months, coming all the way back down towards 50 cents. But now it is making its own moves to break out this falling channel we're in. If you're wondering where that blue line is coming in, it is going to be part of the indicator that we have. When you break that resistance level, your target's going to be sitting up here around 98 cents, close to $1. Today, it's up over 10%. You can see a major white candle here. And for this one, I want to go ahead and pull up our oscillators, take a look at what is happening. No recent buy signals, actually. The most recent buy signal was way back here in September on the 8th, where we had the reversals, we had the momentum, we had the positive money flow, but we did hit our take profit already. We hit that smart trail and it is now done. But as we're looking at the longer time frames, this is where things are going to start getting very interesting. This coin's not old enough to get my official buy signal, but we are under a green reversal and bullish momentum. But wait, what makes me most excited about a potential buy signal on these longer time frames coming in is this RSI looking to recapture the 50 line, the MACD curving and looking like it wants to head back towards a bullish cross. All of this is keeping my attention up here back at $1 over the next couple of weeks. Long term, though, ONDO going a whole heck of a lot higher. But this coin is making some moves. Let's keep an eye on maybe the next couple of days. Look for 86 cents to get back into the equation, these highs from back here on September 27th. But mid-November, I think we will see $1 or higher ONDO once again. There is your technical analysis for the day. Go ahead and smash that like button. If you have loved the show so far, if you're excited about the conversation, smash that like button and hit subscribe. T-Shroom, we got a lot of news to cover today. Why don't you go ahead and kick it off? But let's start with the largest story of the day, in our personal opinion, and that is coming from one of the most popular people in the world, Elon Musk. And he said something very peculiar and is probably the reason why Dogecoin is having such great success today. T-Shroom, tell us about what's happening with Elon and Doge.
Of the Department of Government Efficiency?
Yeah, Doge.
Yep.
You hear that crowd?
Yeah.
What do you think about
They're excited, Tim. And that was literally it. That's the whole clip. But that has sent Doge higher, much higher, as we saw on the charts just now. What do you think of that, Tim? It's pretty crazy.
You know, it's something that we, and when I say we, it's not like we, the investing bros, broke this information. We, the crypto community, noticed months ago, or at least a month and a half ago, when they started to talk about the Department of Government Efficiency, the convenience of it being the acronyms of Doge. Now, that could have been a coincidence. It could have been just something that's kind of funny. When it comes to Elon Musk, there's really no such thing as coincidences, in my personal opinion. The man is, if he's not the most intelligent man walking the planet at the moment, he's probably in the top 5. And I don't think he's ranked 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th. I think this man is the smartest guy on the planet. Nothing he does is by mistake. But what he said, was this at a rally last night, T-Shroom?
Yeah, it was at a rally in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Unmistakable, unequivocal, absolutely confirming the suspicion the crypto community had. Dogecoin has not left his mind. Nope. Dogecoin is clearly very close and dear to his heart. He would never have said Doge when referring to the Department of Government Efficiency if there wasn't something cooking up in the background. T-Shroom, what does this mean in your opinion about what's happening with the coin? And what is the date? I think we've said this in the past. Dogecoin going to $1 or higher is going to rely upon Elon. This is a major move. Does this confirm to you a $1 Dogecoin? And if so, you know, not that you're going to stick to this and we're going to update this as it goes on, but give me your expectation on just how quickly Dogecoin could make it to $1.
Well, you know, that's tough to say. It really is. Let me just pull up a chart here on Doge so I'm not talking too far away from good wisdom and guidance here, but let's see. Tim's throwing a little curveball at me.
I am.
Yeah, wasn't super ready for this question, but okay. So the all-time high for Doge, 75 cents, 76 cents.
Yeah.
Going over to my screen. Let's maybe get off the daily, go to the weekly.
Yeah.
Close that as well. Man. Well, let's see. It's been able to do 30% basically this week. So if it did that, it would, to get back all-time highs here, it would take quite a while, right? So I think this is going to be, it's going to need more than this, right? With Elon going on one of the biggest stages, which is the United States electoral campaign, right, on behalf of Donald Trump, in case that's news to you. I think that's a pretty big stage, right? So to see a non-significant pump, right, a 30% pump, but still not that big for the weekly, I think we're going to need to see more than that. I would put it probably somewhere mid-December. I think mid-December, you know, we also have the Santa rally coming in around then. ooh, the Santa rally, what's that? Well, welcome to crypto. You're going to find out. I think right around in there we might see Doge really starting to hit its stride. Getting to $1 though, by then I don't know. I think probably like early January, mid to end of January. We might see Doge tickling $1, but I could be way off. I could be way too early. Tim, I do have some details I wanted to go over on this Doge story. But when do you think Doge is going to hit $1?
Yeah, so while you're answering that, I'm just doing some quick analysis. So currently, Dogecoin is 13.8 cents. Okay.
Yeah.
So the market cap is sitting roughly at just over $20 billion. I'm going to round some numbers here just to make it simple. But the reality is the price needs to just over 7x, right? So if the supply doesn't change, current supply sitting at 146 billion Dogecoin in circulation. If the supply stays the exact same, and that's not really how that would work, but let's just pretend we can pause the supply. The market cap has to 7x from here. Well, 7x times 20 billion means $140 billion.
Yeah.
That's not crazy. In the bull market that we're going to see, I do think that Dogecoin can/will at least kind of scratch the surface of there. I haven't released all of my details. I'm not going to show you guys unless you're a VIP trading chart, but I'm gonna talk about it here. If you're a VIP trader, you guys have seen this. I believe that Dogecoin potentially, if everything goes according to plan, could get over $200 billion. So a higher than $1 figure for Dogecoin. But I think it's going to take a lot. I think people should brace for the fact that, yes, in the past, the price of Dogecoin made it up to 70 cents or so, 66. What was the exact top
75,
of Dogecoin? Yeah, 75 cents. Okay.
Around there. Yeah.
It made it to 75 cents. The supply of Dogecoin, though, was a lot lower when that happened. So anyone who's like, oh, it could just easily make it right back up there and go to $1. Well, the supply has significantly increased. So even if we reach back to that former market cap, and I believe based off CoinMarketCap, what it's saying is the highest market cap that Dogecoin got to was $84.8 billion. We're going to smash $84 billion. We're going to more than likely go over 100 billion. I think 140 to 200, not crazy whatsoever. That being said, it's not going to necessarily happen anytime immediately. I think for me, $1 sometime in the summer of next year, possibly even in the October phase, the end of the cycle. That's when we're probably reaching that dollar figure. The chances to go over it happens if there's an extended cycle into 2026. I'm sure a lot of people came in here, T-Shirt, thinking / hoping, is Tim going to say end of year? Is Tim going to say end of year? $140 billion in market cap by the end of the year. Yeah. Let's not get crazy here, everybody. That's not going to happen that fast.
Yeah. I think 50 cents by December, possible. That would be the very earliest. That's asking for a lot. And I think that we'd have to, but if Donald Trump gets elected and everything's Doge, you know, and the Trump meme and the emergent Trump meme that everybody's kind of a part of, whether they like it or not, gets entangled with Elon and all of that. It's going to be very, very exciting, very euphoric, right? There's going to be a lot of release of pressure politically and socially in the United States and across the West. But let's get into some of the details, Tim. I think that, again, my prediction is I think January at the very, very earliest for $1. But I agree with you. It's probably going to take quite a bit longer than that. But that's a good thing because that gives you the time to go ahead and DCA into plays that you believe in. Dogecoin jumped 7% on MUSK's touting the Department of Governmental Efficiency, DOGE, at Trump's Pennsylvania campaign. Couple of details here. Nothing crazy. Musk discussed plans for the Department of Governmental Efficiency, leading to a 7% surge in Dogecoin's price, pushing it over 13 cents for the first time since late July. Okay, so this is giving investors the same level of confidence they saw around back then, and that was becoming a very bullish time, right? There was a lot of hype building. Now, another important thing to notice here is that in Pennsylvania, why is Elon in Pennsylvania? Because Pennsylvania is very important. It is a swing state, which if you know anything about the U.S. elections, and Pennsylvania is very, very important. Swing states are very, very important. Another one to watch here is Michigan. Michigan is still 50% likely to go to Trump according to Polymarkets, right? The overall election is 59.9 to 39.9. And what I want to point out here, Tim, I know we're pivoting into U.S. elections here from Doge, from Elon. I think it's a natural one, though. Look at how much we have sustained above the highs here of 60%. It has sustained around these levels now for since October 16th. So now multiple days printing above 55%. This widening should bring a lot of optimism to Republicans and for folks who want Donald Trump to win around the world and its implications potentially for their investments. We haven't seen these levels since all the way back here in July 28th. So right around the same time, right, that Doge was getting pumped. So there's, again, why is this important? Why are we bringing this to your attention? Because memes are more risky. Why? We usually don't talk about meme coins. Dogecoin is a little bit different. A, it's been around super, super long. And B, you can, because of how long it's been around, you can kind of start to you have more data to make better predictions. And this is data that I'm pointing out here is correlated with the biggest stage, the biggest thing that is getting attention, absorbing eyes, absorbing views, which is that U.S. election. So again, things are trending in the right direction for one side, and that side is pretty pro-crypto, pretty pro-Bitcoin, and it is very heavily associated, entangled with a very pro-Dogecoin event as well. But keep in mind, these meme coins are higher risk. If you're new to crypto, if you're new to investing, I urge you to watch and applaud and be happy for this moment, right? But maybe consider not investing in Dogecoin, because it's just not worth what you could potentially lose if you have never traded in a high volatility asset before. Buy a little Bitcoin, get comfortable with it, don't invest more than you can afford to lose, and just be okay with the fact that you're not gonna be able to participate right just yet. However, if you've been trading in crypto for a while and you've never diversified out of Ethereum and Bitcoin, Dogecoin might be something to look into. I would say maybe, well, Tim, what are some better alternatives for people who haven't diversified outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum yet before they get Doge?
Oh, I mean, yeah, there should be a handful of ones behind there you can go with. But, before I would put $1 into Dogecoin, there's a couple other projects I would be going big in. I think the real world asset space is going to be one you cannot ignore, with some of the bigger names like Chainlink and AVAX are going to be up that top of that list. I think you still need to be taking a look. Are the gains going to be there for Solana that some other projects are going to have? Maybe not, but I think Solana is also one that people need to be taking a look at, making sure they have at least a taste of what's happening over there. And then you can get into some that are a little more opinionated, but there's still going to be a whole lot. We'll talk more about that tomorrow, I think, T-Shroom.
Oh, yeah.
In our show, when we give our predictions for where the top 50 rankings will be. As we're wrapping this out, we had 2 super chats I'm going to read here in a second, but there was a question asked earlier. Well, what if X brings on and starts using Dogecoin for payment systems? And I want you to know that is going to be huge and probably would make my prediction go a little higher than it currently is. But I also kind of want to see, when and how that's going to be worked out, because Elon really, for the first time in a while, is even flirting with Dogecoin conversation, and all he literally said was the word Doge, right? That's how powerful this man is. He didn't say, "Oh, Doge, I love that coin." He didn't say, "I think Dogecoin's really good." He didn't say, "I think that I'm going to integrate Dogecoin into X." He said, "Doge." You want to play it again?
Of the Department of Government Efficiency?
Yeah, Doge.
Yep.
Oh, okay. My bad, guys. He said, "Yeah, Doge." That's all he said, and we're just losing our minds here. So let's get a little bit more. Let's get a little more information first. Let's then see also, X is a platform that is a leading platform for free speech, and I think people will love it. It's not the largest social media platform in the world. In fact, there's actually a lot of entities that really suppress it, make it really hard to operate. I think there's even people here. I mean, put a 1 in chat if you're watching and you can't have X where you are. My imagination is going to be a handful of people like that. So I'm not going to act like the minute X integrates Dogecoin, that means every human being in the world is using Dogecoin, probably holds some Dogecoin. It's shooting up to $1 trillion market cap. It's just a little premature to get there. T-Shroom gave his potentially 50 cents by end of year. Honestly, I'm going to be a little bit less optimistic there. I'm still bullish. I still think, like I said, that we see $1 Dogecoin this cycle. Let's just get back to 22 cents by the end of the year. Let's just get back to the highs we had back in March and April. And that, to me, I think would be a very successful end-of-year rally for Doge, and then go higher in 2025. With that said, before we transition, one of these does not have anything to do with what we talked about. I have the Beholder saying, Christ is Lord, smash the likes, DCA, and chill. Amen, amen, amen. Thank you so much for that, I have the Beholder. Also, we have a super chat here from Saeed Ref. Saeed Ref. All right, I proofread it first because sometimes I don't proofread the super chats and then I get stuck. Hey guys, what's going on, Slade? Facing an issue on Uniswap for 4 days now, trying to swap it to show completed, but nothing is actually swapping. Tried to send to Phantom from Uniswap, still same issue with a question mark. This might be a good one, Saeed, for you to go into our Discord and ask Crux. I would imagine Crux is going to have the best answer for you. Being fully transparent with you guys, I am a trader and a long-term investor. You're not going to find me doing a whole heck of a lot of swapping. When I was doing some swapping / will be doing some swapping, I'm mostly going to be using Houdini Swap, not using – I have a Uniswap, but I've never once used it. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend to give you an answer that I have no idea about. I stay away from there, and I've been all right with it. T-Shroom, you have a little more experience than me with Uniswap. Do you think you have an answer, or do you think that's the right way to point him towards Crux?
I mean, if you've been using it for a long time, it sounds like it's tough because it's kind of a technical issue, right? This isn't necessarily the best format to solve technical issues because we need to troubleshoot. We need to say, okay, we'll try this. I guess the first thing that would come to my mind is you may need to have some ETH in your wallet that you're using to swap to maybe power the swap. If you don't have any ETH and you just have the coin that you're wanting to swap, then there's nothing to pay the gas fee. So that would be my first thought. Hopefully that helps. Again, if not, then jump into our Discord and we'll be happy to help with any questions you might have there. But yeah, let's keep moving because we've got some more stories here. And were there any more chats we wanted to cover?
That's going to be it. Guys, we missed the first window. Oh, a super chat just came in from username. We missed the first window. While we do have 700 people here watching on YouTube and another 150 over on X, we only got to 263 likes in the first 30 minutes. That's okay, though. We still have a chance at a $100 giveaway by the end of the show. We got 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 28 to be specific, but we'll call it 30. Get to 600 likes, and somebody's winning $100. Smash the like right now if you have enjoyed the show. Let's read the super chat and then transition. Username said Shroomy. Username here. Thank you for clarifying. And I hope you can help. Should I get steak for dinner? And if so, what kind? Or should I get Thai or seafood? Tim, you can help as well. Well, that's very simple from me. Nothing against Thai food. Actually, Thai food is really good, and seafood is good too. If you're going to throw steak into an option for potentials, that's automatically – I can't think of one meal off the top of my head that I'm going to place over steak as a recommendation. But T-Shroom, I defer to you. What are your suggestions for his dinner?
Steak, seafood, or Thai. I don't have a lot of Thai, and I think that the whole peanut sauce is a little bit of a gimmick. It's good. When I eat it, I enjoy it. I've been having a lot of seafood and loving it here on the Space Coast. We got a lot of fresh seafood, but I got to go with Tim on this one. You got to go steak. Yeah. You got to go turf, but maybe get a little surf in there as well. So
put a Crux, put a poll in chat. We got to find out what's community saying. I see some people saying Thai, some people saying ribeye. I like Shane. Shane Allen says ribeye or nothing. Listen, we're on the same boat here. We got to settle this though with democracy. Put a poll in chat there, Crux.
That's right.
Steak, Thai, or seafood. I'm thinking steak will win though. All right, T-Shirt, let's go ahead and transition. What else is happening in the news today?
Yeah. Well, just one thing. One more thing I wanted to mention there. Elon put out on his official Twitter, and be careful because there's probably going to be some fakes of this. But if you register in Pennsylvania voter, you and whoever referred you will now get $100 for signing the petition for free speech and the right to bear arms. So it's going to be irrelevant for anyone who doesn't live in Pennsylvania. But there you go. All right, let's move along here. Singapore DBS Bank starts new suite of tokenized banking services for institutional clients. There's a little bit of a snag with this one, though. Let's take a look here. The DBS token service will offer instant real-time payment settlement through the bank's EVM, the Ethereum Virtual Machine compatible permissioned blockchain. Okay, so it's a EVM permissioned, not permissionless. That's important to note. To capture the massive shift of human and corporate activity to on-demand digital services, companies and public sector entities are reimagining their operating models and customer engagement strategies. A new generation of always-on banking services is essential to support this shift and transformation, said the group head of global transaction services at DBS Bank, Lim Chong. So very, very important. Why? Well, because Singapore has been leading the charge in crypto in a lot of ways. It's seen as a competitor potentially to the United States, to Hong Kong, to London, to Berlin, as what could be the potential hub for finance. Can't believe I left Dubai out of that list. Also Dubai. It marks a significant step forward in transaction banking and demonstrates how established financial institutions can leverage blockchain technology to deliver new, groundbreaking features and experiences. So, although it uses the EVM there, it's a permissioned blockchain. So, what does that mean? It means basically they will have some control. It's essentially a dApp built on top of Ethereum. And you can do that, right? You could have a centralized dApp on top of Ethereum that is verified by the decentralized nature of Ethereum. T-Shroom, I'm new to crypto. I don't know what that means. It's okay. That's okay. All you need to know for this one is that that adoption is expanding, right, to the institutional clients that are invested in the Asian theater in Singapore. So very big. We're going to stay big, but we're going to come back to the United States because we've got a big headline here. And this is around BlackRock. Maybe you've heard of them here. So BlackRock in talks with global crypto exchanges, including Binance, to use their BUILD token as a futures collateral. This is very exotic, unexpected, but could be very, very bullish. The exchanges that BlackRock is negotiating with include Binance, OKX, and Deribit. Deribit is the biggest futures provider for crypto, full stop, according to sources familiar with the situation. So this was the Bloomberg terminal news that BlackRock seeks bigger foothold in the crypto derivatives market. BlackRock wants exchanges to use its BUILD token as collateral, and there's a lot going on already with a company called FalconX, if you know who that is. But BlackRock is pushing to have its money market digital coin BUILD more widely used in collateral for crypto derivatives trading on Wall Street as they push into the digital asset market even further. The world's biggest asset manager, BlackRock, and its partner Securitize are in early talks with some of the largest global crypto exchanges about using BlackRock's new BUILD token as collateral for derivatives trades. People familiar with the matter said requesting anonymity to discuss private deliberations. The exchange includes Binance, as we discussed, OKX, and Deribit. So what does this mean? This is essentially an expansion of the paper markets, of the derivatives markets, things like options and futures, but they're wanting to integrate their token, right? So there's a lot of potential here for this to disproportionately benefit BlackRock, and also just bring adoption to crypto, bring more legitimacy to crypto. But in my opinion, Tim, this is actually a move where you would buy BlackRock stock. That was what was going through my head when I was reading this. Is that this is just gonna be a boost to BlackRock. This one isn't necessarily going to be too big of an immediate boost. It's more of an abstract kind of existential boost to crypto. Again, just kind of giving it that green stamp. But BlackRock has done that so many times. It's led the charge of getting Wall Street crypto savvy, crypto educated, and most importantly, crypto invested. So what is your read on this, Tim?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you laid out some good thoughts there because there's a lot that needs to kind of be figured out about who this benefits. Even when you say this should just make you invest in BlackRock stock, I mean, let's be very honest, BlackRock stock is probably already so high that it's still going to be, even though it's going to be billions of dollars probably being added into BlackRock, it's not going to be enough to make it a better investment than just going and putting extra money into Bitcoin, extra money into Ethereum, extra money into something else. So I'm kind of going with this and saying I don't think this story, T-Shoom, gives us an indication at any one asset saying, oh, this is the one that's going to be worth investing big in. I think what you said about this just brings further crypto adoption is the big player here. And so it's like, it's actually more of like, hey, don't use this strategy to change your opinion, or don't use this news to change your opinion on what you're investing in. It adds to your conviction of what you're currently investing in the crypto space. And I guess the only thing you say is this would be any coin that's touching or associated with BlackRock. I think those are the ones we'd be boosting here. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, ONDO, AVAX. There's a lot others, but those are the ones off the top of my head that we know BlackRock has been vocal about supporting and being a part of. Those are the ones I think I would say if you're going to go invest more money because of this news, it's in those.
Yep, and it's also going to disproportionately benefit their build token, right? But that's all. It's not necessary. It's good for crypto. Is really the full stop for that. All right, let's move along here because I have one more story, and it has to do with the hash ribbon here. After a temporary dip in the Bitcoin hash rate, we're about to see one of Bitcoin's most historically profitable buy signal prints again. The Bitcoin hash ribbon indicator could be about to signify the start of a massive Bitcoin rally. It feels like that, Tim. It feels like we are about to explode any day. I'm still here holding, we're not going to get up above 70 until after the elections, but I could be proven wrong today, could be proven wrong very, very soon. But this is the hash ribbon here, and as you can see, it is about to print that signal. Tim, we don't talk too much about the hash ribbon, but essentially what this means is that the relationship between Bitcoin's price, the momentum of the price, the simple moving average, and also some information and data coming from Bitcoin miners you put all that together in an equation, and right now that equation is about to flip and say very profitable buy signal for Bitcoin. Yet another reason to be bullish on the king of crypto, Bitcoin. So, Tim, that is all I have today for the stories. Very bullish, very Elon, and I am loving it. Absolutely loving it.
Bedridden in chat brought this isn't breaking news because it looks like I'm reading an article right now that's 2 days old, but it slipped through the cracks for us, and I'm glad he brought it to our attention. Go to my screen here, T-Shroom, and I'm reading on the article to understand exactly kind of what's going on. But Coinbase to delist non-compliant stablecoins in the EU by December, right? So that's just a headline. That doesn't tell us a lot. Ultimately, what the point of this headline is it's talking about USDT. Right now, USDT is not authorized to be operated in the EU. So if you live in the EU, this absolutely 110% affects you. You no longer will be able to use Tether on Coinbase if you have a Coinbase account. What I'm struggling to understand here, T-Shroom, and I'm not probably going to be able to find the answer to this question while we're live. If anyone knows the answer to this question and wants to help us out with it, to fact check it, go for it. What I'm confused on is if Coinbase will only discontinue it for their European Union users. Of course, Coinbase is a KYC exchange. They know where you are and where you live. You're confirming this, T-Shroom, or you're just assuming that they would only do it for you? Because the way the article's written, I'll be very honest with you. It's not saying particularly, but it's almost acting like there's a chance they're removing it from their platform as a whole. Have you read up on this? Are you aware of this information? And what do you think?
I haven't read up on it, but the way that that's going to work is it's going to be a handshake between Apple, Android, and Coinbase. And so whenever they identify a EU user in the EU, right? That's important too. They have to be in that geo fence. They're not going to be able to engage with Tether, right? And likely when you go to swap, you'll be able to see a quote for Tether, which will always be $1, hopefully. Yeah. But when you see that quote, there'll be a grayed out button where you can't buy or sell it. So that's something to definitely look into. If you own Tether in the EU, you're going to want to probably go ahead and swap that
in the USDC
as soon as you can. My guess is that there's going to be plenty of notifications to your email, and while you're using the Coinbase app in the EU, I would also imagine that this is going to go for most other exchanges there as well. But the reality is that Apple and Android and Google and other app store providers are very well acquainted with the differences between the GDPR regulation in the EU and the much more opaque regulation here. Well, not much more opaque, much different regulation here in the United States. Much more free. Much more free for folks, and that can be good, and that can also have some pricklies to it. But overall,
at the time, T-Shroom, unless something changes, the date here is December 30th. December 30th, December 31st.
Plenty of time.
Is when it looks like people in the EU, unless, again, something changes. Obviously, if the EU comes out and passes regulation that says, oh, never mind, USDT is okay, then it'll stay around. But if nothing changes between now and then, December 30th, you will need to go ahead and transfer your USDT into either USDC or go buy something with it. Just get out of USDT.
And Dips for Buying, who's usually provides a lot of value here, is doing it again. Said Tether only has to get approval from one more EU state, so they'll pay someone, I'm sure, before December. So saying there's still a chance that this could be reversed, meaning that Tether will continue to be tradable there. But I know that the EU has really they've focused quite a bit on stablecoin regulation first. Because why? Because it's a stable coin of what? It's a stable coin of the dollar, right? And they like to think that the euro is going to be significant. We'll see if that's going to be the case going into the next couple decades. But overall, yeah. So look, this is another reason why it takes a village. It takes a community. Thank you, Bedridden, for bringing that to our attention. That would be a big one, because I'm sure there's going to be a threshold where if you have too much in USDT, that's going to start making you real sad if you don't take the right steps. But we'll keep you all up to date for our European audience.
With that said, we had one question here. Then we'll do our factoid of the day and get into more Q&A. Ken Munson, one of our members, said, "What time is the Saturday show? 10 a.m." Yes, 10, Ken, and everybody else. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We usually do 11 a.m., but we got some family stuff going on. We're going to do it a little earlier. You're going to want to be here. We are going to be going through and giving you the Investing Bros predictions for what the top 50 crypto market cap rankings will look like. I'll spoil it for you guys. Bitcoin's still number one. But what's number 2 through 40 or through 50? You're going to have to come back tomorrow morning. You might be saying, that might be entertaining. Why is that important? Just so you know, the rankings of how high coins can get have historically a basis to tell us just where their dominance can be, what their market cap's going to roughly look like. And if we know where the market cap is, we can get a good understanding where price is. And I was just thinking about that. I'll probably have to say this in another video as well. For anyone who's newer to crypto, we always like to take a look at the prices. You want to see Bitcoin. When are we going to get to $70,000 per Bitcoin? When are we going to get to $1 per Dogecoin? When are we get to $1 for Cardano? All these other things. I want to make sure that you understand when you invest in an asset, what you are affecting. When people are buying or people are selling, you're not directly affecting the price. You're indirectly affecting the price. And what I mean by that is it just matters what the total market cap is. Once you have the market cap, that's what gets affected by people buying and selling. Then wherever the supply is, that market cap divided by the supply is the price of the asset. So for example, if there's a big buying, a big buying of Dogecoin, but there's also a massive unlock of coins, the price could end up staying the exact same despite the fact that there was a lot of buying going on and the market cap went up substantially. Knowing where the market cap is going to be and understanding the tokenomics of how cryptos operate, that's how we unlock all of our price predictions. So if you've been wondering, how do people come up with price predictions? How do we know which coins are going to do really well and not well? Half of the equation, and borderline the most important part of the equation, is figuring out where their market cap is going to be, and that will be dramatically affected by where they are ranked. So be here tomorrow. We're going to show you guys, explain to you why we have the predictions we have with the ranking system. T-Shroom, it's time for the factoid of the day. What you got for me today?
Absolutely. Today, Tim, the factoid of the day is brought to you all by Decrypted.tax. If you're looking for a good tax solution, look no further than the link in the description for Decrypted.tax. 25% off their supreme tax services. Tim, what unique feature allows whales to survive in deep waters without getting the bends? Is it A, unique lung structure, B, collapsible rib cage, or Tim, is it C, larger hearts, or Tim, could it potentially also be extra oxygen in their muscles? Come on, Tim. Show us your whale knowledge.
Well, this is a confusing question a little bit, T-Shroom, because I think it has to do with oxygen. Because humans, theoretically speaking, if you're not using an oxygen tank, you can deep dive and then come back up quickly and not get the bends. It has to do with, I think it's oxygen, but it has to do with when you're using one of the air tubes. It's like you're getting stuff into your blood. If you go too fast,
right,
your body goes into shock. For that reason, it's making me think it's D, extra oxygen in their muscles. But the theory is they're mammals. They're holding their breath while underwater the same way a human would be. So these answers don't really make sense to me necessarily. But I'm going to go with D, extra oxygen in their muscles. It might be stupid, but that's, to me, the most logical answer.
All right, let us know in the chat, and let us know what questions you have for us, whether it's coins to go ahead and take a look at, TA, or anything else like that. Let's find out if you were right in the chat and if Tim was right about this whale question.
Wow.
Bruh.
Collapsible ribcage.
So the collapsible
Prevents nitrogen. Okay, that was nitrogen. Okay.
Yep.
Darn it.
So there you go. There you go, Tim. You can't win
Again,
them all.
I still just want to clarify, you can dive without oxygen and just hold your breath and not get the bends when you come back up. So again, a whale's just another mammal like us, can hold their breath longer, but they're not breathing with oxygen tubes down there. So I don't know. I somewhat contest this. I'm not saying they don't have a different rib cage structure than us, but I contest that that's the reason. And I have no reason to do that because I'm not the smartest scientist in the world. I'm just saying that's my
Now, Tim,
logical
let me
brain
ask you a
trying to
question. Were you ever top of your class in any of the subjects that you studied?
T-Shroom, I was top of my class in every single class that I took. And the reason for that is I was homeschooled. So
yeah. I love it. We've got a good question here, Tim. Scan for more. With a 15K portfolio, does it make sense holding 5K in Bitcoin, or would it make sense converting most of the Bitcoin to something like ONDO, Aerodrome, Chainlink instead? This comes from Julius360. That's a cool name.
yeah, Julius, good question, but it's not going to be the answer you want. You cannot, without us understanding more about who you are, your investment goals, your investment past, it's impossible to give you a hands-on approach on this live show. This is actually one of the reasons why we started our memberships, so that we could actually give you guys opportunities to come in, meet with us. Crux, our resident portfolio expert, he meets for a whole hour once a quarter with all of our Ultimates members to help them go through their portfolio, analyze what they what's good and what's bad and how to think about it. We're not giving financial advice, but we do help you think through, just like that question. We help answer that question for people. What is the best thing to hold more of? There's going to be certain people that I would say, go ahead and just leave everything in Bitcoin. There's going to be some people who say, hey, keep 50% in Bitcoin and start to allocate other levels to others. There's going to be some people I say, you know what? Honestly, do not hold any Bitcoin during this bull market. Go bigger into some of these other altcoins. And it all depends on your particular story, your particular past, your particular risk management. And then what is your total portfolio aside from that $5,000? Like, there's just so many factors that I can't give one answer that fits to everybody. That being said, what I'll help you understand now without giving a hands-on approach, if your thought is, I want to turn $5,000 into $100,000, well, I'll be honest with you, there's not a lot of coins that'll do that. You're definitely not doing that in Bitcoin this bull market. All right. If you're going to keep that $5,000 into Bitcoin, I think realistically you could/should expect $10,000 to $15,000 by the end of the bull market. That's amazing. But is that life-changing money? No, it is not. If you were to go into something like Chainlink, I mean, I think you could stretch it a little higher. Some people are going to disagree, but if I'm right about how I think this is going to work out, I think it's going to be closer towards a 50x, in which case we're talking about going a lot higher than that. But at the end of the day, I don't know who you are, your goals, or what your money situation is. So if that was something that you want to go deeper on and you want a specific answer, I highly recommend joining our Ultimates membership options. You will not regret it. You get into our VIP trading group. You get that one-on-one. You get the free hat that T-Shroom's wearing on his head, and maybe I'll be wearing tomorrow morning. But those are the reasons why you need to go join there, and we can help you specifically analyze your portfolio.
Yep, and you can find the link to these membership tiers if you just scroll down on the video you're watching now, and then boom, right here, right in the BroLux membership link, that is going to go ahead and get you to a page that looks similar to this, and you just pick the Ultimates. That's where you get the portfolio audit that comes with it, and that's a periodic. It's not a one-time. It's a periodic portfolio audit that'll get you where you need to be. But great question, right? And another way that I would answer that too is I hold Bitcoin, and I also hold altcoins. I hold ONDO and Chainlink, right? Now I'm experienced. I'd like to think that I'm pretty experienced here in the crypto space, so that is why I feel comfortable doing that. All right. Andy Goes Digital said, nitrogen. what a riveting show. So really appreciate you tuning in. My mother, Susan Trump, said Shroomi's uncle almost had his eyeball sucked out when he wore a kitty mask and went too deep in the water. So a similar whale, I think that was on the whale theme there.
Yeah, I think
and then
so.
Adrian Jimenez said, did I just buy the top? Very interesting question there. Very interesting. I like that.
What did
I like
you
that
buy
question.
and what did you buy it at, I guess? But no, I don't think you bought the top if you're talking about a long-term hold. By the way, people are talking in chat. ONDO is continuing to rip here while we are live. I think earlier when we were doing the show, we're hovering down here towards 78 cents. We're up over 80 cents now on ONDO. Any of our VIP traders know that that's a very good thing. We're in an ONDO long at the moment, close to hitting its take profit, but ONDO continues to rip up. People are very excited about that. By the way, again, part of that VIP trading group, we are in there all the time entering trades. And so if you're somebody who wants to get into trading, you want to learn technical analysis, you want to make money that way, not only are we in there helping teach you the basics, I'm slowly but surely working through creating educational courses. We already have some great webinars in there that we've sat down and taught some concepts, but we also go live daily with Q&A, with live trading sessions to show you what we're looking at to set up either longs or shorts, protecting ourselves with proper risk assessment. If you're newer to trading and you want to go deeper and get a great community that helps you, that group is, I think, tops out there. No offense to any other creators, but I would not trade our community for anyone else's. Yeah. We got some great people in there. Go join today. You will not regret it. Yeah. T-Shirt, anything else? I mean, it's a little early here. We're nowhere near our 600 likes. We're going to get there. We've done it, I think, a couple of times now. We've gotten 600 likes on the live show. And that's why, again, $100. Anytime we get there, we're going to give someone $100. So make sure you guys are coming in every single day, smashing the like. You never know. You never know if you might be the winner of $100. Also, by the way, starting in November, a little bit of trick for our traders out there. If you are signed up with Blofin or CoinW and you're trading and you join into our Discord group, we're going to start giving away monthly $500. Not a trading bonus, not just something that's going to come and go. We will be giving somebody $500 a month in our live trading group, entered to win by signing up for our different accounts. And again, if you're struggling to trade, that VIP trading group will get you good with some good trade setups and get you entered to win 500.
Tim, I've actually got pulled up. So we have a testimonials channel now on our Discord. Ooh. And this testimonial here is from Fusion54. I'll only take a minute to read. He said, I have been in the community for approximately 2 weeks and have learned way more than I could imagine so far. There are so many folks within this community who are very experienced and willing to help. I still have a lot to learn, but I am confident this community will teach me the life skills I need to be successful in this market. 10 out of 10 would recommend, and that received 5 hearts already. So, man, that it really touches my heart to see, all the work we've put in for years, really manifesting in changed lives. Folks, feeling more confident about their trading, feeling more confident about their investing. And it may not be our community that you end up joining, right? But it is definitely better to be a part of community for when the going gets tough, or to help you identify when you're overly euphoric or overly exposed to something. I think having a community in trading and investing has just been an absolute huge boom for me especially. But it sounds like for Fusion 54 and more testimonials, they'll be coming. Maybe we'll read one on the Monday's live stream as well.
Very, very cool. Well, it's 3:58. We're going to wrap up today's show. Shout out to Fusion. That means so much. When we started this channel a couple of years ago, as T-Shim said, we had dreams, but we really set out. We said we want to use this channel to help and bless other people, to help get them towards financial freedom, but also just to enrich their lives in general. So to hear that we are accomplishing what our goals were, that absolutely warms my heart. I want to leave you guys, as I'm going to start doing every single show, with just a little tidbit. We gave you the TA. We gave you the news. Now it's time to go out and become a better human, not only financially, but in your lives as well. And I want to challenge and encourage you guys to really, really think about the words you choose to speak out loud. A lot of times, especially in Western culture, we joke, we riv with each other. We give each other a hard time, and that's always good. But be careful with your tongue. The Bible says that the tongue has the power of life and death. And it challenges you to speak life over yourself and others around you. Choose life, not death. There was a scientist that found out that people who had positive thinking and spoke positively over their body would recover from diseases faster than people who were negative and just accepted the sickness for what it was. Even the great boxer, what's his name? This great tidbit, but I'm blanking on his name. This guy that just finished. What's the guy that can't read? The boxer that just retired here more recently.
Muhammad Ali?
No, Muhammad Ali
can't
can
read. Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather. Thank you. What a break in my flow here. But Floyd Mayweather legitimately, this is a real story. He hired a guy while he was competing to follow him around saying, "You are the best. You are the greatest. No one can beat you. You are the best. You are the greatest. No one can beat you." And what he was doing is a principle of absolute positivity. He engulfed his ears, his mind, and his being with nothing but positivity, and he truly believed no one would ever beat him, and to this day, no one has. I want you to be that same way. Anyone out there who's saying, "I can't do this, I'll never do this, I'll always be a failure," change that up right now, because as long as you speak that over your life, though, as long as you meditate on those things in your brain, whether you're a religious person or not, the body hears you, the body feels your brain thoughts and your words you say with your tongue. Speak life over yourself and somebody else today, and let's make the world a better place. Love you guys. See you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. By the way, Crux is live right after this in Discord with Fundamental Fridays. Go check him out. See you guys next time. Adios.